Finance Committee meeting for March 3rd, 2025. Counselor Smith.
Here. Oh, John's here.
Walton's out. Alamont. Brandt. Here. And Harden. Here.
All right.
Got three.
Got three. Got a quorum. Can I get a motion to dispense with the reading from our meeting on February the 17th and approve those minutes as presented?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Harden. Can I get a second, Mr. Brandt?
Yes, indeed.
All right, second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. 3-0. That is fine. Okay. Old business agenda. Most of this is going to be carryovers, but I do need to do some few little things. So 14-11-24 is the request for consideration to amend a tax incentive agreement with Piggly Wiggly Construction Project from our mayor. We're carrying that over because the public hearing is next Monday night in council, and we heard from them. So,
Wait, are you carrying it over or are you sending it out without recommendation?
oh, yeah, I guess yeah, that's right. Because the public hearing is next week. Thank you for that. So actually I need a motion to send item 14-11-24 out without recommendation pending the public hearing next Monday night.
And let me make sure I understand that. Just to change the tax incentive thing, we have to rehab a new public hearing.
Yeah,
Correct.
Yes.
it's different terms.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'll make a
Extended
motion
terms.
to send the Piggly Wiggly, and tax incentive amendment agreement out, without any recommendation.
Okay.
There's no additional monies, but.
Right.
It's just how we're structured.
We have to do the
Stretch it out so
structure.
they can recoup that money.
Yeah.
Do I need to second that, Mary?
Yes, you do.
I will second that.
All right. All right. We have a motion to send this out without recommendation pending the public hearing on next Monday night, and I have a second from Mr. Brandt.
Got it.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That is 3-0 to go out next week. All right, and then 04-02-25 is the request for consideration of a solar-powered speed sign on Rumpson Road from Ms. Andrus. We actually had, are having Randy relocate the signs that have been on Wellington Road over to Rumpson. It's not done yet, but it's in process, so Randy asked us that we can drop this because it's not gonna require any money. So, can I get a motion to drop on 04-02-25?
I'll make a motion to drop.
All right, motion to drop.
I will second the drop.
Second that drop. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, 3-0. That is dropped. Okay. 06-02-25 request for consideration of an unsolicited proposal regarding the old police headquarters from Mike Moran and our mayor. We are carrying that over without objection to our meeting on the 17th, and I believe Mike is going to communicate that with Mr. Moran. So without any discussion, we are going to carry that one over to the 17th. And then 02-02-20. Okay, sorry. Now we need to add an item back. We had the Kenilworth Stormwater Project item on the finance agenda, and Cale wanted to keep it for just until the project is complete in case the other things come up so he can keep us updated. We accidentally, when we sent it out to do the change order that we approved in our last meeting, it got taken off the finance agenda, so we just need to add 02-02-25, the Kenilworth Stormwater Project item back to the agenda from Mr. Smith so that he can keep us apprised until that project is complete.
I'll make a motion to add 02-02-25 Kenilworth Storm Project back to the Finance Council, Finance Committee agenda.
Thank you. Mr. Brandt, can I get a second?
Second on that.
All right, second from Jody. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
3-0. Okay, 02-02-25 is back on the agenda. All right. And then you can, and you don't have anything tonight.
Yeah,
Oh, you do?
apparently people on Homewood Drive know all the counselors, because they call them all the time. I know a few, you're one of them. The project has been, they went back, they backtracked and have been doing landscaping, and they got their second large order of pipe today, so they will start in going between the houses out of the road.
Okay.
So hopefully they'll be out on the road in the next week or so.
And just so y'all know, Kale and Jolene and I met out there last Friday morning because up on the Kenilworth side, behind the sign, the little mirror thing that keeps you being able to see down the hill, we're gonna put a fence there, a section of fence there, because when they took out 7 trees, it basically exposed those people's backyards to everyone who drives by very, very clearly. There's nothing that's providing any privacy for them anymore, so we're probably gonna put a piece of fence, but we're not gonna do that until
Yeah, that'll.
everything's complete, so it'll be later, but just for y'all to know. Okay, our one new business item is 200225, request for discussion of the cost savings and benefits of the new train chiller on our roof and the control systems that we approved in our last budget, and to authorize the mayor to sign a contract through the end of fiscal year 24-25, coming from myself. Mr. Squires is here as well. We met with the train guys, was that last week, Berkeley? Yeah. God, can't keep track of what days it is. They presented us with information that we have reduced our annual electricity use by more than 14% in City Hall. And if y'all remember, we basically had a chiller that was original to the building. It was basically being MacGyvered together by Lee. And as everyone who's been in this building when it was the old chiller knows, it was not performing very well. So we replaced it with the chiller, which was really cool because they craned it on up there. So it has reduced our energy usage in this building by more than 14%. It has reduced our annual electricity costs in this building by just a slight bit more than 8%. And this is all considering that our electricity rate has actually gone up by over 6%. So even with that increase in the rates, we have still managed to see savings because of the efficiency of the system and because of the controls that we put in, which allow much more control over the segment and when and where when we turn on the air conditioning and the heat, how long it stays on, different zones in the building, so that it's much more manageable and much more user-friendly and efficient. So it says, despite electricity rates increasing over 6% since 2023, our annual energy spend has decreased by $27,000. Our annual energy use decreased by more than 14%, equating to approximately $15,000 of utility cost avoidance in 2024. So they use that as one of the measurements, is not just how much you're not paying, how much you're not writing a check for, but the amount that you don't even have to worry about because it doesn't happen. You just don't spend it because you're not using it. And they have a really cool chart that shows you the decreasing costs and the savings costs that we have had. And they feel pretty strongly that there are still places in this building where we can optimize and find some more savings even. And they're gonna work on that. I'm trying to think, let's see if there's anything else. Yeah. It says, yeah, so we achieved over $40,000 in energy savings just since May 2024. They have set points for our heating and our air conditioning. So, and they make sure that, they're being very attentive. They have lots of data, which is the nice part. They can really measure all of this stuff and present us. And Berkeley and I talked to them about them coming more frequently to give us these kinds of reports so that we can see it more like quarterly, that these things are happening. The third floor, they're set to they have all these set points that they keep everything on, and it's working. It's exactly what we were hoping would happen, is that it's working. The one small piece that we do need to address tonight is the fact that, so when we bought the chiller in 2023 and they installed it, it came with a full year of free service. So they did all the service on the system for free, the adjusting, the controls, all the things. Yeah, and so that was part of our original contract. Well, that contract lapsed in late summer, early fall of 2024.
And that helped me understand, because we got it.
For free, right.
But we didn't use it, they didn't put it in until May of 24, I thought. I thought that's what you just said to us.
No. I said that's where they measured the savings from, was from May 24.
Okay.
No, when was it installed, Berkeley?
I came by here that day, it was on a Saturday.
Yeah, that was it.
It was 2023.
Okay.
At some
that's
point.
fine.
I can't
I'm
remember.
sorry. I thought just because it got bought in 23.
No.
They didn't install it till 24, that we
No.
did it here.
No,
Okay.
it's been more than a year. So,
Right. And we put together, if I remember right, a contract that said we got a year free, and then
Right.
and then we paid some for quarterly, some of them.
That was, but then that contract lapsed and we didn't reinstate it. So, they came to me with a proposal for the service agreement, which would, actually, I guess it would retroactively go into effect on March 1st, which we're obviously past already. And then it'd last through the end of this budget year, which is September 30th. So, it would be basically 3 quarters, for about, 6 months. And so, the quarterly amount for this service agreement is $4,040 for the total annual amount for, in this case, it's really not a full year, but, would be $12,120. Berkeley and I had thought that it was in the budget, but Walter and I went into the contractual services, part of our general fund, and it is not actually in there. So Berkeley and I talked about it, and what he is going to do is, he's got some money in his budget, so he is going to have them bill him for that, and, so he's gonna.
Stealing money from Berkeley, basically.
No, he's offering money.
Okay.
It's only stealing if you force it. Well, I did not.
Okay.
He
So I
offered.
just wanna make sure, we've not been having a quarterly service from anybody for the last 8 months?
Well, I mean, Lee Jarrett does the bulk of the
They're
one.
still working with Lee.
Yeah.
They still come and,
Yeah.
I mean, I think they thought they were still under contract.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think it slipped. I think it was under their radar. I think it slipped.
They've been coming,
Good.
I thought Lee had put it in his budget request, and that's why I didn't recommend it.
Yeah.
Cause I thought he had done it under his, so.
So they haven't been like not participating. They have been. They just didn't realize that the contract didn't get expired. And the good news is they're not asking us for any kind of retroactive back to 2024. They're just asking for this
Great.
6 months of time. So it really doesn't require any budget money from us, but I do need to get a motion to approve the mayor to sign the agreement.
I make a motion that the mayor signs an agreement with,
Train.
Train, to, reinstate our contract with them, quarterly service maintenance contract.
Okay.
I will second said motion.
All right. That is a I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nick.
Can you send out the report numbers that you received?
Yep, absolutely.
But, I mean, just question related, so all of the results are in accordance with the promises and assurances they made in original
Yes.
installation?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's the big takeaway, that's great.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, listen, it could not have been more inefficient because the old one was
Yeah.
a dinosaur. So I don't think there was ever any way that it was gonna be less efficient, but it has been exactly what they said, which was it was gonna be able to save us money because, I mean, those of us who look at the Alabama power bills for this building,
I do think there's a chance for them to get about 10% more savings
Yes.
out of it. I think there's some things that the mechanical guys are working on right now. I think one area too is the,
Rosewood Hall.
yeah, Rosewood Hall is an area that definitely has got some potential we can guide it a little bit differently than what it's been doing. So I think there is some potential to get at least about 10% more off of that savings.
Because up till now, we had only been zoning the
Yeah.
upper floors. We had not been zoning the first floor where Rosewood Hall is. So they have a plan in place for that because the church meets down there on Sundays. And we also obviously have meetings in there during the week. So they're gonna work on that, and that seems to be something that they think can even increase those savings. But I'm happy to send out all this information, and I can also send y'all the service agreement just so everybody can see it.
That would be great, because I
Yeah.
just feel like, that was an investment we made. It's just, I mean, and Brian does a great job of this, in communicating with the public, but I mean, that's a good follow-up with the public too.
Yeah.
Just letting them know
We spend a
of
lot
like
of money.
that result,
Right.
sometimes when you invest in something, it takes a while to realize the savings, but
Yeah.
here it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, the fact is, if we had stuck with what we had, we would all have been sitting in here melting.
Or we may not, gonna be over
freezing.
up here right now.
Over there, they were freezing.
Yeah. So yeah, it is working, which is a great thing to hear, but I'll get that out to everybody. Okay, and you made a motion to, approve and have the mayor sign the contract, and Jody seconded it. Okay, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. That is 3-0. And that will actually, be on our council agenda next Monday night.
Okay.
All right, and I think with that, we are adjourned.